Hello YouTube, Luigi here. It's the morning of the 3rd of July, 2015, Friday, which means we're going to have a weekend of fireworks and all sorts of bombastic things celebrating our nation's independence. We're going to unbox something today. It's a Spyderco. It's a Spyderco 919 C193 TIP Squarehead folder pin. Now, I don't know what the pin means, but let's open this up. This is really small. There you see it. This is designed by Darrell Caston. He markets these under his own name, and they're quite a bit more expensive. This is actually the second generation. I'm opening it with one hand here. Of a small keychain or neck type knife by Spyderco. The first generation was called the Dog Tag knife. And this is an improvement over that in at least two major areas. I'm not trying to make you feel bad if you bought the Dog Tag. Maybe three areas. And I'll show you the Dog Tag knife, because I don't know how to insert a JPEG into a video. Now notice the difference on how close the blade edge gets to the bottom here. Look how much distance there is from the blade edge to the bottom here. So when you put you grip it, this blade is so far up that you can't get any meaningful cutting without scraping the hell out of your knuckles in this design. So they've improved that here. This had a detent to keep it closed, had no lock to keep it open. So it could not lock open, which is a safety concern. This one has a frame lock. You push this in to release it, and the detent holds it closed. So watch this engage. Hear that? This frame is now against the back of the blade, the tang of the blade, preventing it from closing. So they've improved it by pushing the blade farther down and by giving it a lock. Now, you've heard me say, some of you, that I've been looking at neck knives for a long time. And the one I came up with that it was most attractive to me before I found this was the Boker Picao Slick. Well, not necessarily the Picao, but the Slick. And even, I was sort of looking at size. A lot of people carry, I don't know how they do it, and I'm not putting you down for it, God bless you, these 4 to 6 inch knives around their necks. Sometimes under their shirts, and it's this big bulge under your shirt. Or it flops around on a long pendulum cord around your neck in front of you all the time. As much as I was attracted to the idea of a neck knife, the size and bulk of some of them, a lot of them, really turned me off. Now this is something that was appealing to me. Number one, its size was discreet. It's no bigger than a dog tag. It's thin. It can go underneath your shirt without producing an unsightly bulge. It can hang on the outside because it's actually nice looking. You know, it's this nice looking pendant sort of thing that doesn't really betray that it is a knife at all. By any means. Now, I'll tell you one of the things I'm not fond of in this design, where the original Dog Tag knife might have had it over that. You see this slot here? I think from a design point of view, it's a good looking feature. But in terms of practically hanging this as a neck knife, I think the hole made a lot more sense. And I'll tell you why. I have come up with some, if I can find them. Okay. There. So you see that. The problem is, because this is a slot, this doesn't hang centered. It likes to go to one side, and I don't like that hanging around my neck. This makes far more sense than this. So this little sort of quick release thing fits on something like this. and fits over my neck. Okay, it's a quick release thing, but it's kind of small. This is just what I had around. I really want to, I've ordered one of these or something like this. Quick release buckle, this is way too big. These are on the order of what you would find on a paracord bracelet, okay, or a backpack snap. So this is a quick release buckle. All I have to do is figure out how to get this slot connected to this slot. I'll work it out. But this is a much better, easier to grip, easier to squeeze sort of clip than this tiny thing you see I have here. Nonetheless, this is what I had, and this is just for demonstration purposes only. But the knife is, what can you use a knife like this for? Well, I suppose it's a backup knife. And I suppose it's light-duty EDC task. And the truth is, it's just damn cool. What Dutton Fancy calls its second type of cool. I'm going to leave this thing on here for now. So, what do we have? The steel is CPM S30V. Not bad. You know, it's got the traditional Spidey hole. Give me a better focus here, please. Spidey hole opening. It's got a really cool, I think that's a laser etched. There you go. Laser etched spider. The pivot is the most prominent element of the entire knife. It's really big. It really sticks out. It's actually more of a design element than a functional pivot. It's much bigger than it needs to be, but I think it works. You can see the detent ball there, which holds it in the shut position. It says Spyderco CPM S30V. I don't know why I have trouble saying that. Okay, the frame is one piece of titanium with a stonewash finish that's been milled out to receive the blade, so the edge is totally protected when shut. This little thing here, this little tip, locks against this part of the frame, and that's your blade stop. In other words, the blade does not touch the titanium. Otherwise it would just be getting dull every time you close it. So there's your blade stop. You heard that? There's your detent ball. It's locked open, and the detent keeps it shut. This is not loose at all. This is not going to fly open on you. So here it is, crummy focus and all. I'm going to replace this with something decent as soon as I can figure out how to attach it. And interesting knife. It weighs 1.1 ounces, just about. It's got jimping underneath. Can you see this? It's got jimping here. I don't know if you can see it. A little bit of jimping here, and jimping on both the blade and the frame. How does it feel in your hand? Well, how does it look like it feels? It's not bad for its shape. This corner does dig into your hand back here. You feel that. You feel that. But this is never meant to be a hard use, heavy duty, batoning, chopping, feather stick type of tool. It is what it is. I think it's got a lot of novelty factor about it. I think I finally found a neck knife that's not a big 4 to 6 inch heavy floppy thing dangling in front of my chest. This is almost could pass as a pendant piece of jewelry. I mean, it's really well designed, and that's its appeal to me. The blade shape is, I don't think there's any getting around it. It's kind of a sheep's foot. It's kind of a sheep's foot. And the blade length is 1.25 to 1.3, so it's 1.25 inches. The blade thickness is 0.12, so it's just barely less than 1/8 of an inch. Pretty hefty blade for thickness for a blade this short. There's no centering to look at. The hand feel, like I said, is not bad. It's not bad at all. It's a nice stone wash finish on both the steel and the titanium. And this is it. Okay, the Spyderco Squarehead knife. Sort of the second generation from the Spyderco Dog Tag knife. I think it's been improved by having a lock. I think it's been improved by pulling the blade down. I sort of wish the slot were a hole. That would be easier for me to hang it symmetrically and centered from my neck. Okay, everybody, that's it. God bless you. Take good care. Stay safe out there. Cute little thing, isn't it? Okay, bye-bye.